just to repeat that information later on. Well, for your information, Nikita, I will be trading with Avalanche Coin, DOT, Chiliz, and Matic. And Alexander will be trading with, Alexander, you have the floor. I will be trading with Ethereum. You can't hear, I can't hear you.
Прошу прощения, Саш, выбери,
So
пожалуйста.
Alexander, could you please choose Russian room? Go to the interpretation translation feature and then choose Russian. And then we'll be able to hear each other. What about now? Yes, now I can hear you. Yes, perfect. Well, I chose Ethereum today. Ripple, Cardano, Tron, Bitcoin Cash, Atom, and BNB. So say 7 coins. Well, yes. And of them, well, we'll see which coins perform better. And we'll work with those coins. Let me tell you right away about the market. Right now, the coins are still growing. It's started spontaneously 2 hours ago, and now this growth phase is continuing. Nobody knows how long it's going to last, but the level of 19,600 that I mentioned today, we've bounced back from that level. So in general, we'll have to see. There is a Fibonacci level, which is more serious level that I wrote about today during on the daily chart that I'm using, that I'm basing my whole strategy on, this strategy on. But the level of 2,500 is fundamentally important. We need it to understand whether we're going to grow or not. So that's why we need that level. If we do not break out through 2,500 today, Alexander will tell us more because I'm not going to work with that coin today, then I think we can drop all the way down to 10,000 unless we have some positive news. But if we go to that level and take hold, then we will be growing. But I'm not talking about the Bitcoin only. I'm talking about the general market. So today happened what I've been waiting yesterday when I thought about opening or not opening the positions. But again, now we have a very interesting, the hangman for Bitcoin. So yeah, lots of coins that I've considered in the short time frame. Looks like we should go short, but on the long time frame, it shows that we could go and open long positions. So before joining the this Zoom session, I did my analysis, and all the coins are performing almost equally, except Tron's. The 15-minute chart is telling us that we could go short within 1 hour. Well, yeah. Alexander, I want to interrupt you here. Oh, well, for people to have it interesting, I will open the short position for Ethereum. You know, Alexander, what I wanted to tell you here. Dennis, could you please ask Lorna, are we going to launch the stream in English? Otherwise, okay, it's already in English on YouTube, yes? Yes, it is. So we can start. Okay, thanks. Then I'm going to start the Russian language streaming and well, we can get started. So thank you very much, Ilya, for telling me that. That's what I've been waiting for. Just 1 second.
Ну что, Артем, я вот сейчас
So,
открываю...
Artem, I'm going to open my first trade for Ethereum at 1,073. So let's start screen sharing, Alexander, and tell us who we are. Okay, guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another stream of ours. It's a stream number 3. You have me here. I have my assistant who finished the trading course, Alexander, over the March period from March to July. He made 70% of his deposit amount, and he's my confident, strong assistant who helps me address several matters and also participates in our stream. So Alexander will be trading in will be taken care by me, and Alexander will trade in 7 more. I'm going to use $2,000 deposit today. This is the amount of money that I have on my futures account. Alexander, what kind of money you are going to trade with today? 5,000. Okay. Alexander is going to use $5,000. Also, take a look. I'm gonna use the X5, 5X leverage, and as you can imagine, the total trading amount is going to be $10,000. So Alexander, what kind of leverage you are going to use? X3, X5? Well, it's 5X with my $1,000. But with the leverage 5X, it's kind of trades you're going to open with positions open with what coins. And we're going to stream those trades online and describe them. Also, we have Nikita here today and Lorna. Nikita and Lorna are my assistants for the fundamental analysis. They prepared some news that they're going to show us live while we're going to trade, and we're starting our work right away. So Alexander, do you think we should open a position here? And if you do, what do you think we should do? I already opened the position for Ethereum, and I already told you I decided to go short with Ethereum. Okay. Alexander, are you going to share your screen with your trading? Yes, I am. Just give me a second. Well, in this case, I'm going to analyze some of the coins that I'm going to work with today. I'm going to work with Avalanche today. I'm going to work with Chiliz, Dot coin. Then I'm going to work with Solana and Matic. So several coins that we've pre-chosen. Alexander is going to have 7 coins. He'll tell you about them himself, and you will be watching us trade, and you can trade with us. If today we make any kind of profit, like 2-3% from the deposit, 50% of that income that I will make will be awarded or will be allocated across the participants. We're going to have some kind of a lottery, a raffle. So I'm going to go to my coins first, and I wanted to start with the Avalanche coin. So let me find it. For some reason, it left my favorites, although it is my favorite. So probably not as favorite as my hobby to make money in general, but let's see what we can do with it. So I think that with the Avalanche coin, I would start looking for entry points in the next 15-30 minutes to go short. So since morning at 1:30 Bali time, and I would like to remind you that I am broadcasting from Indonesia, and we have a 5-hour difference from with Moscow. So 9:30 Moscow time, the coin price started growing, and today, within an hour and a half, you could have made some serious, slight income. You see 4 15-minute candlesticks. Now there is a good signal being shaped for a small correction. And if we go and look into other time frames, like 1 hour and 4 hour time frames, then what would be our starting point here or our analysis would be based on is the current coin price. So right now we are close to the level that was identified during last session, and I shifted it a little bit for your convenience, for you to be able to observe the movement of that coin and then see what we can do with that. For now, I'm quite pleased with the current chart because I don't think I would go long right now, or probably I would wait for some time before doing that, and then we'll see what happens today within the next 2 hours. So and that's because that's for how long we're going to trade today, and see what kind of profit we can make from the current market. We are not trying, well, we just have chosen together the trading session time for everyone's convenience. And then also I would like to remind you that we have our training courses that you can always participate. And then we have several links which you can follow to join our groups in Telegram and see the information that I give there. And when you finish our training course, you can start trading on your own and become part of the team if you take and pass the test. And after that, we'll be working in a similar format that we're working with Alexander right now and set up different trading teams. But this is not the topic of today's session. So what I can see today is that we're now stuck at this level, and it's important for us to observe what's going to happen next. Well, the indicators tell us that there is a tendency, trend for growth. All we have to do is to breach the level of $17.3.2. And if I zoom in, you see how well this level is being tested. We tried several times to test and reach that level, but unfortunately, we cannot go beyond it. So when the next 1 hour candlestick opens at 3 p.m. Moscow time, and the next 4 hour chart starts, I will try and go short. And let's see what happens in the near future. It's quite interesting how Avalanche is going to behave and what we can do with that. In my opinion, we should wait for now because it can take off and it could go above $17. It might be a false breakout and then it will start falling, and that's our moment for going short. And today I'm going to trade with 3x, 5x. I guess when I go short, I will use 3x. I will be trading with an amount which will be 3 times higher than my deposit. And then I will be looking for the stop loss level. I would today put the stop level within the range of 1.5%, depending on our entry point. So currently, I think it's too expensive to enter to open the position. But I guess I could afford myself to use 1.5% for stop loss, but my take profit would be feasible if it goes to $16 at least. So I could allow myself, or 16.9. But first, I would like to check the chart, and then I think this shorting position is quite attractive. I see nothing bad about it if we use a short stop loss level. So for now, it is important to understand what we can do with it. I could wait for the current, even not wait for the current 15-minute candlestick to end and already open the position. So Alexander, this is my opinion for the coin. You can start sharing your screen and tell us what you are going to do. Or you can be saying it right now, and I will be showing it on my chart. So you're having some problems with the screen sharing feature? Well, it's quite easy. You just click on the button and it starts screen sharing. But You just tell me what coin to show and I will open it. You know where the screen sharing button is, right? And then if not, then find it at the bottom of your screen and start screen sharing. I'm having some problems here. Well, as far as the Ethereum is concerned, I went short with Ethereum. I could go to switch to Ethereum, no problem. So for now, Ethereum is going the other way. Well, as I told you, the older or bigger time frames are showing us growth in the near future. And Ethereum is starting to grow. Just give me a second, Alexander. I'll refresh my page because I have the levels pertaining to Avalanche. Well, Ethereum now is $1,080. It's peanuts, really. In November or February even, it was as high as 4,000. So yeah, we could go short while there is no positive news. But I don't think we should expect some super profits from going short on Ethereum. Well, the coin has grown by 3% over the last 2 hours. Again, Alexander, take a look. We should take into consideration the levels. Here it's at $1,092. I don't know what your levels are. You could tell us, but I can see that shorting is possible here if we don't go into 4-hour chart. So I kind of support your shorting idea, but it might be too early to go short right now. So the bad thing is when you correctly read the chart, you open your position, but you might mistimed it. That's what might happen. So this is the most unpleasant thing that might happen, that you guessed everything correctly except the time. Well, honestly, this is Alexander. I think that Ethereum shows some growth potential. I might be regretting going short because we should put more trust into our 1-hour chart rather than 15-minute chart. There was supposed to be a correction, but it didn't happen. So I see some very good growth. And it gives us some growth potential. 1 hour chart shows us there will be some growth for 2-3 hours at least, the next 2 hours, all the way to $1,100 per coin. Well, Alexander, it's all about stop losses. What stop loss did you use for Ethereum? 2%, which is 1,094. Well, we could raise the level here. Let's put it at 1,101. This is my recommendation, because if we reach that level, then your stop loss here will be triggered. But again, it's all about the correctness of the levels, of the setting of the levels. But I think for Ethereum, we set them up correctly. Well, there was, you see, a false breakthrough at 1018. So probably that level can be breached with a 1-hour candlestick, and then we can roll back, bounce back. So again, you could be right, but your stop loss at 2% can be triggered. So it's all about when the price decrease will start. So what other forecast can I make? Probably in the next 30 minutes, we could try and catch that movement until this level and then get some increase here. But again, in terms of technical analysis, today and for the next 2 days, I think there will be any considerable growth because we've been moving under the level for quite some time, and we are in the shorting zone from the resistance level at 1,100. For Ethereum to break it through it, we need new energy, new money, new news. After all, some changes in the market, maybe changes in the geopolitical background. probably from the US, China, the Russia, Ukraine, any positive news that would influence the cash flow on cryptocurrency markets, any news that can affect the reduction of the US inflation in US, probably issuing of new loans to countries. I don't know. This might influence it, but again, we have to observe the market and be on the lookout for such news. We could wait, Alexander, and see whether we are going to open here any positions or not. I'm going to go to Avalanche, which is at the very end of the list here. I guess I'm gonna move it because I don't quite like it at the very end.
Поменяю по своему рейтингу и далее
I
установлю.
need to
Давайте.
change.
Что мы можем сделать с монетой Avalanche?
So what we can do with the Avalanche coin right now? So in my opinion, we've breached through the level, broken out, and we reached it anyways. And I was right in not opening the short position. And let's see if we go through it or just bounce back. Maybe we'll have to wait for the short time frame to end and see how it goes. Well, before the new 4-hour candlestick, I don't think I'm in a position to make the right decision. Probably I will be going long. And if we go any further, then yeah, we should be on the lookout. Could make about 12%, and I'm gonna have a very short stop loss below that level. And this trade can be awesome, but for that we need to see what's gonna happen with the current price. So in any case, we'll be able to open a good trade, but we'll have to wait whether it's gonna be long or short. I mean, growth or correction for this coin, because globally I don't see any big fall in the price of Avalanche, because well, there are no fundamental news in store that there will be new money injected into this particular project. But overall, I don't think that that project is going to go bankrupt. Although it is an altcoin, but at the same time, this coin recently cost $144. Quite a lot of investors bought that coin out at $70, at $100. There were levels there in March and April. And I know people who bought those coins for quite some good money to hold them and sell them in half a year or a year. Again, those coins can grow if there are no individual bans in the cryptocurrency market or any legislative bans against the Avalanche coin in particular. So if I'm gonna trade with it, I need to see how this level is tested. You see that coin started breaking through that level, showing some obvious movement upwards. I think there are new participants going into that coin who didn't enter in here and now would like to buy that coin and see some growth potential. But to go into that coin at the moment of the first breach of the level over the last, I guess, 5 hours, I wouldn't do that. But I have no guarantees that we're to really go beyond that level and take hold there. It happened 3 days ago, but then we went beyond it and then bounced back after a 2-hour increase. So there are no guarantees. And the last time we went to the $19 on the 29th of June, which happened 5 days ago. So if we go and grow, well, 5 days is a short-term testing of the level because this deal is going to happen in the next week or two. And if we have growth, it might be quite considerable. It's all about how the indicators are going to be tested and whether the market will allow us to work with the coin. It's quite interesting to see what's going to happen. Yes, the coin is showing growth, but we have to wait. So let's not make any trades with Avalanche. Let's go to another coin. I suggest we go and work with Chiliz, analyze it, see what we have with the coin that is related to the soccer or football tokens. And let's see what kind of situations we have with Chiliz. With Chiliz, let me impose the Fibonacci grid and see what kind of levels we have. This coin grew quite considerably the day before yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. So we could have caught that candlestick. It happened on Monday, and I did catch it when the new day opened. This coin really took off well. Maybe some local level was breached. Really, so we're going to impose the Fibonacci retracement, and let's see if we can go any further. Unfortunately, right now, I don't see any strong entry points, but let me set up the levels and see whether we have any clear upwards or downwards movement here. So let me use this indicator and see what we are going to have here. Just 1 second.
Да, тоже хотел немножко добавить.
Yes, I wanted to add here as well. This is Alexander,
Видение сейчас.
to share my opinion.
Немножко наш стрим, конечно, начался до движения, до начала.
So our stream
Час
started,
можно было в хорошей точке входа на рост поймать.
I guess, 1 hour too late, because 1 hour before we could have caught some very good growth points. I'm now working with Bitcoin Cash, and
Сейчас
right now we have quite, and I'm quite indecisive whether to enter into a deal or not. But we have a very good 1 hour time frame showing very good entry point. But I guess we'll have to wait for 15 minutes more until 3 p.m. Moscow time.
сейчас очень неплохая точка входа на
But we have a very good entry point, I think, to go long
вот от уровня вот 104,9.
from the level 104.9. 104.9. So yeah, we had a good level here. But again, Alexander, if you want to work with Bitcoin Cash, I can open that chart. And Alexander, let's see what you recommend, and then we can analyze it in more detail. Let me check this first for Chiliz. Well, I don't want to enter this coin right now, so I would wait for the coin to fall to 99,872. In other words, 0.09972. And then I would work with the coin and see what we can get. So I don't like the 4-hour candlestick for Chiliz to go long or short. The 1 hour chart, a shorter time frame, implies some very good upward movement. And when the next 4-hour candlestick opens, I will probably go long on it, and we could make here around 1.252%. But we first need to determine the growth range. Let me see. Yeah, it's 2%, 2.25% to 0.28%, probably less. Well, I tried to guess off the top of my head. I was almost right. So, and if we use the stop loss for it, then we should put it at 0.5%, not even 1%, and see how it goes. The situation is quite interesting, but again, we should have entered into that coin 2 hours ago. Unfortunately, the market doesn't care when we're going to launch our live stream. But again, for Chiliz, we see some interesting entry points for going long. I will try and open a position either now or a little bit later. We'll go long. But again, let's wait and see how the next 4-hour candlestick performs. I don't see any really interesting entry points. But at the same time, if there is a quick intensive movement, then in 2 candlesticks, we could see some very serious growth of the coin. You see what happened before that. It opened, we went to that level, we breached through it, and then went downwards again. So it's possible. This situation can happen again. Well, in any case, if we take profit level, it will be either at this level or lower. So yes, we could open this position, but the decrease range and the decrease potential is quite wide. And if we do that, then again, we could put stop loss somewhere approximately at within the range of 2%. If I open the position, then I want to get a take profit and stop loss 2%. But I don't like this kind of trading. It's really nonsensical. I usually don't open such positions. So we should wait for a small correction, see what happens next. So preferably we should have entered in here, probably even lower. It might be even better. There might be some entry points, but I wouldn't like to open any positions for Chiliz. This is as far as the second coin is concerned. Now let's go to Avalanche and continue observing the coin, see what it shows us right now, and then go to Matic coin. I quite enjoy working with it because I can see some strong movements. As we can see, Avalanche went a little bit below the level, and right now we're seeing some interesting shorting entry points. Quite interesting, quite attractive what I'm seeing here, but it's really attractive. So if I open my position and go short here, it might seem quite interesting. And I think we could try and open it. Well, we went below the level. I wanted to open it somewhere here at 17, but again, we've lost the moment, and I don't think I will find a better entry point for this coin. Well, probably we'll have to wait for the opening of the next candlestick and see if we go any lower, because this candlestick might be exhausted already. Probably it showed already the biggest movement, but I kind of like this movement. I see that the level was breached from top to bottom. I think Alexander sees very good movement for Ethereum. I think now the picture is more pleasant. Alexander, do you have Ethereum before your eyes? Well, there's no need to open it right now. For now, I'm at minus one, less than 1% loss. But at some point it was more than 1%. And also the stop loss was almost triggered. But now we see some correction, and let's see how it goes. Well, yes, let's wait for the next 4-hour candlestick at 3 p.m. Moscow time. Well, we have 9 minutes left to observe, because I'm now looking into Cardano as well, which also showed some very good 2 candlesticks, but on the 15-minute candle, we see some correction, so we'll have to observe what's going to happen next. So the 1-hour charts are quite good for all the coins, and the growth potential is very good. I mean, to go long. Well, we see the trigger taking shape for Cardano. If we don't see anything fantastic, if the coin isn't bought out, we can go boldly short here. Although it's a short time frame, I know it's 15 minutes only, which can be deceitful, you know. Like bartenders. as deceitful when you're drunk. But yeah, I think
Мне в шорт по Cardano прям не хочется.
I don't really want to go short with Cardano.
Прямо вот, блин, я бы открыл лом, конечно, в надежде, что
I
вот
would
мы
go long,
до уровня
hoping that we will reach the level of
0.46.
0.46, 48.
Вот.
Саш, ну смотри, какой
But
четырехчасовик.
Alexandra, take a look at the 4-hour chart. What does it tell you? I don't know. We had a good trigger here for decrease, but we didn't fall. It was a false breach, but I don't know, Alexander. It's like 46.4, 46.8. So this is your movement range. How much can you make here? Okay, let me measure it and see. Alexander, I don't really know. It's 2%. Maybe it's good, but 2%. It's maybe not worth the efforts to catch those 2% and then go short. It might sound good for you, but if we do not take profit there, well, if we use the take profit level, but then we'll have to either sell it manually, then we'll have to be very careful because the market can reverse at any given moment. So some of the indicators and triggers show us that we can go beyond that level. But you see, it's very difficult. This level is tested very, very difficult, in a difficult way. We see we reached it, we tried to do something about it, but then bounced back. So probably nothing is going to happen. But I don't know, Alexander. It's kind of very, very difficult. I'm gonna go to DOT right now, one of my coins, coin number 3, that I wanted to analyze. And in 5 minutes, I'm going to open to go short on 3 coins. You see, for DOT, we're seeing some very good movement, quite an interesting coin for working intraday, some very good ranges. But if we, let me move the retracement here. I think my stop loss will be triggered for Ethereum, Alexander says. Well, it wasn't a bad position, Alexander. But, you know, for some coins, the movement can be even stronger. Look for DOT. The 1 hour shows very good picture. So I took losses, cut my losses at minus $20. But let's see how it goes further. Well, take a look at the DOT. You see, it shows growth, but I don't want to go into it. I have ENS coin that took off really well by 10% over the last recently, and I'm kind of upset that I didn't go into it. You know, coins take off for 15 minutes, show good growth, but by the time we notice it, it's too late. Yes, Matic is showing also some movement, but the level was breached, you see, but I think we haven't yet reached the necessary values. Well, to go long, Alexander, we could make 1-2% on going long, but where would you put your stop losses if you go long? Where would we should put our stop losses if we go long? I personally don't know. And if I don't know where to put my stop loss, I don't go long. I don't want to lose money by making, what, 1%? Because everyone wants to make money on the cryptocurrency market. So right now we have this level, quite strong level, at the level of 0.447 for Matic, and quite a weak resistance level at 0.48. Of course, if we breach it, then we can easily go to 52 cents. and then we could make up to 10%. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how Matic coin performs. Probably, Alexander, we could go long with it. The level is good here. We could do it at the beginning of our streaming session. But it would be about catching the moment. I suggest we wait a little bit here and not to gamble. We shouldn't gamble with it. Let's see what happens in the next 2 minutes and then try and open a position. Well, with Matic, I think we could go long considering this level, 0.49. But for other coins, we could go short and see how it performs. Okay, as far as the Matic, I think it's quite promising. So the question is, what stop loss we should be using? If we use, I think it will be around 8%, but it's too big. If we go for 8% stop loss, then I should be expecting to make at least 15-20% of profits. So even if I reach that level, I will not be following my strategy. Or I could go for 30% of my deposit, not the entire, which is $700. This is the biggest amount that I can put into this coin and see how it works. Well, we could take a risk, and I'm sure that we will not drop by 8% during the streaming time, and it will not happen in the near future, but we could go below that level and then bounce back. Well, probably the levels here are not entirely correct. We could raise them a little bit. It's all about buying out, because we saw some two insane candles here, red candles, and now this gap is being covered. So 0.48 should be tested. And while we haven't done that, so we have the next 4-hour chart opened, and it opened with growth here. Well, we assumed it would, because the coin should be bought out, and then see how it goes. Okay, I am going to go short for Avalanche, Alexander, I think. I really want to do that. Let's see if we can do that, and then I will start try and go short for Chiliz if we reach the necessary level. Well, it took me quite some time. It's 17.19, 17.22, so we breach that level and go higher. So Alexander, look, we've been bought back here very well, and I think we could go short at the reversal of the trend. I will try and go short here and see what happens. Well, we might go even beyond that level. This might be the false breach. And if we take into account previous values, so it's 3%, kind of fat, but let's try and trade. If 3%, then in this case, I would use less than $2,100. I would use $1,100 for shorting, and then try to go open a little bit risky amount at the half the amount that I planned with, and let us put the stop losses and take profits. Stop loss will be at 17.54. It will be more than 1% from my deposit, which is kind of satisfactory for me. It's okay, it will be even 17.55. Let me check it. For this stop loss not to be triggered with the false breach. And we'll see, maybe I'm not right. So it's 17.65. Well, we touched upon even those values, so probably I went too far. Well, let me see. Probably I will buy some of those coins,
И DAS начинает
not the entire amount. And then
купил позицию, по-моему,
I bought.
сразу покупает выше.
As soon as they bought it, they started buying out the coin.
Зря я, конечно, открыл сейчас сделку шорт,
So
наверное.
probably I shouldn't have gone short here. It was too risky.
Посмотрим, как мы ее
But it's a good thing that I didn't use all the money. Yeah, Alexander, 15-minute chart is still going well. Let's see if we resist the pressure. I will not be moving my stop loss, although I could maybe go 10 cents higher and see how Avalanche goes. But yeah, the coin was bought out well, has been bought out well. Some kind of incredible buying out is going on. Let's see if we is gonna be triggered or not. Well, at 17.58, the stop loss was triggered. Kind of funny. I decided to take a risk, and you see, the stop loss was triggered. But overall, I can see very good growth here. Let's see how we can take advantage of it. With Avalanche, we could go long. Let me check it again, and I will go with Chiliz. We will use quite short stop losses towards. Well, if I go long, then I will have to use a short stop loss, and I could use a long take profit. For Chiliz, we haven't yet achieved the necessary level. I'm not really fond of opening it here, the way I took risk with Avalanche, and I should have checked the highs and lows before I did that. It took me literally 20 seconds for that stop loss to be triggered. But as I said, it was quite risky in the very beginning. So let's see if I put 17.65. Okay, I should have put 17.65, not, and we reached 17.63. So we never went above 17.65. Let's see how we can use that. The coin is showing some very good growth pace. We should be observing it. Probably we can go even long, change our opinion about it. But I'm not really sure. But the 17.65 wasn't reached, you see. And yeah, I didn't calculate correctly the stop loss level. I should have put it a little bit higher by 10 cents. This is my technical mistake when putting the stop loss. And then the stop loss wouldn't have been triggered at 1765, 1767. But again, I used half of the deposit, and it's okay. Let's see how Avalanche goes further. We'll be observing it. If this coin is further bought out, then we could open further positions. Yes, someone is saying they're pumping the market. Yes, Ilya, that's what's happening. They're pumping the market. But again, you should understand that we've been showing some very good movement with Avalanche. Let me check the time here. Somewhere in here, from 1:30 my time. For 7 hours, we've been trying to go higher and higher with Avalanche. Well, there might be some more space for growth, but we haven't yet breached through new highs, and let's see what we can do with that. Probably it will be even less profitable to enter it right now. I suggest we wait for it to reach the level, see what it goes, how it goes around that level, and then open a position. We've breached that level, and here we showed some continued trend for growth, but we could have gone lower as well. Let's take a look at a 4-hour chart for Avalanche. So we're still below the stop loss level that I originally set.
Затестили данный уровень
We
на
haven't yet tested this level at 17.03
17,03 примерно цента.
dollars. Yeah,
Тестировали данный
we
уровень.
haven't yet tested that level, and for now,
Идет все к тому, что мы дальше продолжим движение на
it
вот
seems
этом
like
уровне.
we will
Сейчас,
be
если я с
growing.
процента выставляю стоп-лосс в диапазоне
Again, if we open the position, the stop loss should be at 2%, with some very good movement.
и 55,
The level of 1765, which is the stop loss that I should have set in the first place. Let's see if there is enough money to pump the coin any further. For now, they're pumping it. I will be observing it. Let's go back to Chiliz. I guess I should open a new window. That will be better. To have 5 coins on 5 different tabs. For me not to waste time switching between the coins. And then I will be simply switching between the tabs.
Вот сейчас посмотрим, что же у нас будет проходить по каждой из монет, которую мы выбрали. И можно будет далее, только лишь наблюдая за движением.
And then we will be observing the coin prices on the tabs themselves and see how satisfying those prices are for us. So Chile shows us 10 cents and then 0.4749. Let's go to DOT. DOT showed 1.5%. Let's see how those levels perform. The next coin is Solana and Matic. So this is the Matic, and here we're going to have Solana. And we will be switching between the coins and observing their movement. I think, yeah, this is more convenient. So we could be observing the coin prices change. Solana is 34.31. In the morning, it costs $32, by the way. So my task today would be to earn $30 to break even and more, and Alexander $20. But you know, the coin price movements are not that interesting. Let me refresh the chart and see what we can do. As you can see, we have different coins showing different price change ranges. And let's see what we can do in the market right now. So for now, we don't yet see any earning opportunities during our stream. By the way, Nikita and Lorna, do you have any news that you would like to share in the meanwhile for the coins, and whether there are any interesting changes that have happened? Because right now, this is not the most pleasant changes for shorting, but if we go long, we could still make some money. Let me check what kind of positions we could open. But again, I'm not sure that we can show any new highs. I don't like the current deals. Long positions, I mean. Although for the previous 4 hours before that, there has been some very good growth. Let's see how those prices perform, because if it continues growing, then we could expect some very good growth in future too. Let me change the shorting position into a long position, because we have some very pleasant coin price changes. For Solana, it was still the shorting model when we discussed it on the 19th of June. Well, fortunately, there was no major decrease. Let's see what we can see for Solana. Just give me a second here.
по цене монеты и с чем мы еще можем
Let's
взаимодействовать.
see where
Так, так.
the
Движение
coin price is.
данного, к сожалению, нет.
So unfortunately, don't see any obvious movement. We'll try to see whether we'll reach that level. Well, it's quite difficult to understand with Solana what kind of prices we can expect. Quite an interesting coin in terms of its technology and the projects funded by it. It's different tokens from move to earn, play to earn. Solana sponsors them and participates in them. So this coin has some considerable future that we could work with. So let's check the levels and see if we go for it. For now, we see some local levels being tested. And we've worked with them on the 16th of May, more than a month ago, month and a half ago. Those levels have been tested. And let's see what we can work with. We have some thoughts from our chat participants, and I will read them out. Over the last 3 weeks, it's in Russian in the chat, over the last 3 weeks, when there is such a sharp candlestick going up within 1 hour, then usually there is a sharp, even bigger red candlestick. Yes, that's what usually happens. If we breach a level, and there is no growth potential, that's when correction happens, and that's what most coins show. If now Solana starts growing, it can grow to by more than 15%. So we could go into that coin, but before that, we need to see some specific entry points for the coin to grow. If we entered into it in here, when the previous 1 hour candlestick opened, and then we would wait for the level to be breached, it was a very good deal. We could have made 2%, up to 2%. Not too much, but still, it's an earning. Okay, we will be seeing how the chart performs right now. For Solana, I don't see any obvious decrease movement, but I wouldn't go long either. We have to wait for some small correction. We need the level to show us that we should open the position. You see how big those candlesticks are, that the levels are being breached, which means that a lot of money is being pumped into the market, injected into the market, and that money allows the price to go up. After that, market participants will not have any further funds to ensure the coin price grow, and without new energy, without new money, the coin will not grow. So we can see, we will be observing. So in my opinion, we will first have to reach the level. That value will have to be tested at 33.6, and then we might go higher again. I don't think there are a lot of major market participants entering this particular coin and buying it out. Well, we've missed the best entry point in here. It took shape before the opening of the 4-hour chart. As you can see, I didn't take the risk. In here, I didn't expect that we would go as high as this for Solana, because in that time I was analyzing Chiliz and Avalanche. Ilya says that he went short for this particular coin because he believes that there will be a plummeting, serious plummeting. Well, Ilya, it can be really interesting. You could put a stop loss of 1% and go short to that level, to the level of Solana. But again, I don't see no triggers. I see no triggers for going short. There is still some fighting going on. I don't think there is any point in opening it. Well, only if we use a very short stop loss, it might be interesting. Right now, we'll be somewhere within this particular range, and then we can make our mind. Right now we could go short, but again, those orders, those positions will be quite risky. I think there is a 50% chance that your stop loss will be triggered, and I don't want to take that risk. Because if I'm gonna do that, then I'll be waiting. Then I need to level to be reached, the one that we've breached right now. But I'm not really confident about going short here. If we go short, then we should use some proper stop loss level. And the proper stop level for Solana on the current chart would be somewhere around here. In this case, well, it's kind of very dangerous to go short for most coins. We could go long, but again, there is some risk factors. And the stop losses should be set according to the levels. So my stop loss is at around 2.5%, so I cannot use the entire deposit unless I see that the coin is going to go up, that we're going to see the coin go into $38-40 per coin. Let's see if we reach that level, but I have my doubts. We've just breached the level, and see if we go any further. The value of 35.39 from the previous full breach of the level hasn't been reached yet, and the coin is behaving not very attractively right now. So yeah, there might be some reversal points here, but let me check. Artyom, this is Alexander. I think I'm trying to go short with 1% stop loss. So I have an idea here. There is Atom coin, and switch to it. Just allow me to open this position first. I will try and go short. I will put a higher stop loss. I used half of my deposit. It will be 2x in this case. If I open the stop loss, I will put it within kind of a big stop loss, 1.5% of my deposit. And I can move it later on. I will put it at 35.5. I'm not gonna take this take profit, set the take profit. I'm going to close the deal online manually. And if we, by the way, please note, with Avalanche, we never reached the level of 17.65. So I miscalculated by 10 cents only. I thought it was 17.55, and then I double checked it later and it was 17.65. And the market punished me for this small technical miscalculation when I simply didn't calculate properly. Now it's 35.39. I put it a little bit higher. So we'll sit on this coin for now and see how it goes. I will not put the take profit higher than this level. Let me expand that chart, because otherwise it's freezing. And see what we can do that, what we can do here. And then we'll try to make some profit from the reversal. But again, those positions are quite risky. They're not very good, but we could make some money here. Let's see what kind of take profit we would use. I would put it around 32.5 dollars. I guess 32.2. And then probably I will move the stop loss higher. And let's see how 33.6 works out. And if we go any lower, then I will be closing the position and taking profit manually. at around $33. I'm taking a look at my order. I don't really like $33. This is not a profitable transaction based on the current values, of course. So I wouldn't like to open this position, and let's see if this level of the false breach happens, and then we'll see where the coin goes, by how low it goes. If we don't go too low, then we will be taking the profit that we have. If we see growth, then I put the stop loss. I always use stop loss, and then I will cut my losses at minus $30. Of course, I would like to put the stop loss even lower, at minus $10, minus 15, but let's see what the chart shows. I'm gonna open Atom, Alexander. And what did you want to do with Atom? Let me open it. And give us your thoughts on this coin. So there is a very interesting trigger here. Yes, I see it. Well, I opened my position. As I said, we could use that level to open the position at 8.28196. I put it at 8.187. I went short. My stop loss is at 8.38. You see, Alexander, by the way, I would like to remind to our stream participants and Zoom participants that we are opening those positions in real time, and we're using the current trends. So if right now we see what kind of coins, discuss what kind of coins can be bought within the next 3-4 days, I wouldn't open the short position here. Of course, I will be closing my short position in the next 2-3 hours. If there is no obvious falling, obvious movement, then the coins won't show any active price fall, and there will be continued growth. All these short positions should be handled in real time within a short period of time, 1-2-3 hour stops, unless you use some extreme values when you see local highs and lows on the chart over the predefined period of time. But that period of time should be at least 2-3 months on the cryptocurrency market, or better, even half a year. Then it would be a good opportunity to identify the reversal point. So we see the liquidation price right away, which is in my case $98. So when I go short, it tells me that I'm going to lose all my money, my entire deposit, if the price reaches $98. For Solana, the price was even $140, even $200. So I already see some small profit. For now, it's small. I will be switching to Avalanche, and as I planned, I'm going to go short here as well. Let's try and catch that trend. I will be opening the position here for half my deposit. So I will not be using 5x, but 2x. I will put my stop loss at 1765. For Avalanche, I'm going to put it not that high, and my stop loss will be quite short. Let's put it at 17.7 even. Although, again, it will be minus $22 if it happens. Well, let me put it at 67. And the take profit will be approximately at 3%. And it should be at least $60 plus, so 16.5. So this is our goal. Well, we could have put it even lower. This level could have been reached, but overall, I like this position more than my current position for Solana, and I will have to move the stop loss higher. When we reach 0.212%, then I will put the stop loss at 0 at break even, and then I'll see whether I have to move it any further or not. So I have some profit here, but before that we lost $26. So now we are trying to break even. I'm going to open some more positions for DOT and see how they go.
У меня тоже сейчас отрабатывается.
Yes, Atom is showing some good performance for me as well.
Да, ну, посмотрим.
Yeah, let's see
Дальше будет,
how it
да,
goes.
отодвину стоп-лосс.
I will move my stop loss level if I have plus $10.
Ну, моя задача
So my
тоже,
task
мой
is
главный
to
вопрос.
also, earn enough money to compensate for my loss of $20. Yes, I'm in the same position. Alexander, we have half an hour left, and hopefully we will earn that money. So we are rising back from the ashes. We have plus $8 for now out of my $25, minus $25. Well, this is not a good thing yet. But on the other hand, we haven't lost too much either. And now we're trying to go short with DOT. Well, Alexander, you know what? I don't see any major shorting triggers. All those transactions are still risky. And if we want to go short, we have to wait for a little bit longer. If we want to trade some good money, I think we'll have to wait for 3 hours more. Then Alexander, we'll have to wait until midnight and be on that stream, my time, of course. But we will try to use the levels and open some positions anyways. You see, we lost quite a lot of money quickly, but we haven't yet made enough money to compensate for that loss. I'm going to open a position with Polkadot. I guess I will open it at, well, I don't want to risk too much. I think I will use the same amount, but I will put my stop loss at 7.16. So this is going to be my stop loss, which the EMA shows me, the trigger showed by the EMA indicator. So I'm gonna put it at 7.16. Again, in this case, it will be minus $30, which is quite a serious stop loss level that I wouldn't like to use. Let's put it at, well, 17.16 is good, and the take profit level should be at least within the range of 66.6, something like that. And let's see what we achieve with that. We could put it at 6.7. If not, then I'm going to close all my positions at the same time. Okay, Alexander, you see we're already making profit of $15. So I need $10 more to earn to break even or to be in the positive territory. And then I will open a position for Matic as well. Let me refresh the page and we'll go short too. Alexander, you opened just one coin, right? So what's your performance? It was $1,000, right? Well, yes, because I don't see any clear entry points for other coins. It was too long, too late to go long or too early to go long. Again, you see, Alexander, at first it was a better result. Now the coin is being bought back. Let's see what we can do here. The new 15-minute candlestick is being opened. The coins are being bought out and there is some coin growth. But in my opinion, Alexander, the 15-minute candlestick can still show some very good correction. So let's see what happens and what kind of profit we can take here. Well, we see that we almost lost all our profits. We're somewhere at $5-6. And let's see if we open a position with Matic. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for some correction to happen. But honestly, I don't like what the 1 hour chart shows me in terms of shorting. I don't quite like the indicators. As for the 4 hour chart, yes, I'm okay with it. You see how nice it is for Matic. So overall, let's wait a little bit longer and then I'll open it. I have some positive results for the 3 coins, but not high enough to compensate my loss for Avalanche when the stop loss was triggered in literally 20 seconds because of my miscalculation. The Avalanche was quite tricky. Didn't want to show any serious decrease in price. But the price of the false breach wasn't tested, which is 17.65. Yes, the coin is being bought out now, telling us that the price can grow even further. Let's see what happens in the next 15 minutes. But overall, I don't see any good growth trend for the coins. And hopefully, we will make some money. We will win some money back on our short positions. Hopefully, break even and make some profit. Let's see. Artyom, we could consider one more coin. Which one, Alexander? Ripple. There is a short-term trend here for decrease. Just give me a second. I'm gonna show it in here. I guess I think there is a 1 hour short trend for shorting. We could go short here. We have a good positive 1 hour chart. Okay, for Ripple, yeah. You see, yeah, those shadows are quite long. Well, this, you see, they can't break through that level. So probably here we could go short. I don't know for how long, but the 1 hour chart is showing some good numbers. So DOT has reversed its movement. It shows me some negative values. You see, people are starting buying out coins, Alexander. We need to take action here. The 1 hour chart still tells us that we can make some, take advantage of it, but the 15-minute chart shows us that people are buying out to trigger stop losses of those who went short. So you see our coins are showing some slight positive result. So overall, we are breaking even for the current positions with a maybe slight negative territory. Let's see what else we can work here. So Alexander, what I can tell you here is, I guess we need to cut our losses to take our profits. I don't want to take any excessive risks. Let me take a look. $3 here and $3 approximately here. Honestly, I'm not okay with that result. So only like 0.2% for coins of my deposit amount and minus $1.50 for DOT. Well, there is some profit for the current positions. Of course, not as high as we would like to have it, but I think at the end of our 2-hour stream there will be some very good trend for the continued decrease of the coin price. Not only our coin price, our coins that we're working with, but with the entire market. Probably we'll see some correction for Ripple until this level, probably until 31.7. I think somewhere in here. Let's see, Alexander, how it goes. I'm going to open my position, I think, Alexander says, with Ripple. I have this feeling. Let's see how this 15-minute candlestick performs. I'm not really satisfied with this 15-hour candlestick. The price simply won't go any lower, and you see DOT doesn't want to be shorted either. Let's see what it shows and what kind of profit I can make here, but for now, this is not very confident. Although it's becoming better, but not too good. And they simply doesn't allow us to go any shorter. I see some shorting opportunities, but probably I'll have to close them like in 2-3 hours. I'm not going to go short overnight, leave my short positions overnight. Yes, of course, we'll have to close them in a couple of hours. That's why I'm literally sitting with my finger on the button, and I want to open a go short with Ripple based on the 15-minute chart for the next 1 hour and a half. Probably it's too early. But so you see how DOT goes. Yeah, it's quite a unclear movement. I think there will be more people ready to sell, not buy. So I think I will be opening this position too. I'm waiting for a more profitable entry point. But for now, it's 0.3220. So you see, they want us to close our short positions. The market wants us to take this literally minute profit of $4 and be at minus $20 overall. I'm not okay with that. I would like to get at least $60-70 from those 3 positions, then deduct the loss of $20, and then have a raffle for $40. I'm ready to give away the entire profits across our Zoom participants. But unfortunately, Alexander, you see, we were right to go short, but we went too early. We should have waited for the 15-minute candlestick to end, and then go short. That's what we should have done. The positions are correct, mistimed again. But the stop losses were too short. You see, it tells me, here's your income. That's what the market tells me. Take this and leave it, or $3.50 for Solana, and that's it. But I'm not okay. They don't want me to buy candies today with the profits. Well, but still, this is quite interesting movement, and that's what we see. There is some correction. If DOT falls, it can fall considerably. But in my opinion, we were right in opening those positions, so we shouldn't be too afraid to go short. Probably we'll have to revise the price change ranges. Probably we'll have to reduce the stop loss level. But again, if we go, the stop loss might be triggered, and then the coin will plummet. But for now, I don't see any obvious trend for growth, which just decreased from the current price. Look, on the 30th of June and the 1st of July, that's where we are, that level in there. Also, what I wanted to remind you guys, those of you who would like to work with us and understand why we went short and why we use this particular set of indicators and how we're going to work with the market. And if you want to go active, to go full trading, to learn how to trade, you can use the forum in the chat and learn how to do that. We will have some extra Zoom sessions where we're going to discuss the trading opportunities and making money in the current. You see, you can make money even when the market is going down. It's not big money, but it's still money, which is +2, +4%. But still, we have to compensate our avalanche losses. I still cannot say that I have made a profit, from all of my open positions, but I think these 3 coins can give me a profit of $60-80 or even 180 coins if each coin gives me $60 profit. It all depends how it goes. Well, I would sell DOT at 667. I would sell Solana somewhere at 33.5 or 33.4.
раньше, чем take profit. А вот можно
Even
ждать от
a
цены.
little bit before my take profit is triggered.
В принципе, можно смотреть, как дальше мы будем
And
по значениям. Потом видите, что у нас происходит.
you see what happens?
Условную борьбу.
It shows that a fight is going on.
Можете, кстати, поддержать
Well,
нас.
probably
Дальше продавливались ниже, благодаря крупным продавцам, которые будут продавать монеты. Ну и также входить в шорт. Мы
you
продавливаете.
could go short with us, you know, push the price with us and then make your profit. You see, for now, my current result is $8. I didn't go long after this particular candlestick, although I had my thoughts, but let's see what kind of profit we can make in here. So all I have, okay, we're losing Artyom. I still need to make around $20 to break even. Well, I need to make $20 more to raffle the prize money. Anyways, those orders, those position results will be shared in our chat.
В Instagram и далее уже добавившись.
And you can follow the link and be added to our group too. That's where we share screenshots of our positions, show our performance, our profits, what kind of results we were able to achieve. As you can see, the coins are reversing their growth trend. They're going the other way, and we are making profit here. Fortunately,
Посмотрим. Вот видите, у нас открывается.
it's still
И посмотрим, что мы можем сделать. Так,
fluctuating. We have the new 15-minute candlestick opened.
так.
Okay, just a second.
Ну, как видите, даже Ага.
Alexander, you were saying something? Yes. I decided to open the Ripple short position, and I'm making a small profit already, and I put my take profit at 2% in order to compensate for my previous losses and maybe make some profit. Probably I will close it manually when the level is reached. Well, we have to see, wait and see. Are you going to share the results with us? You see, the next candlestick is red. The market wants you to make some money for a sandwich and a glass of milk, but gradually we are falling, and then for now it's only $15. You see 3 coins moving barely, and they have not yet fallen low enough for us to compensate what we lost in literally 20-30 seconds before. And that's what usually happens. Your stop loss is triggered in half a minute, and then you have to work for a couple of hours to compensate for that. But that's how market works. That's how we work. You lose some, you win some. Hopefully you win more than you lose. Let's see what happens with this coin. But of course, never be in a hurry. Remember, we had some small profits. I didn't close the position. I wasn't in any hurry. I just waited for further downward trend. Let's see what else we can see here. Well, for now, it's $13, a total of $13, not too much yet.
закончена. У нас есть, как в
So the
любом
session is not over yet. Like in any good action movie, we still have 13 minutes and probably will be able to show some good results. What happens with our last session, I had one more position opened, Tron. There was, at the end of the session, there was a small minus, and then I closed Tron with a good profit, which compensated for all of my losses with other coins. So Ilya says that probably from 7 to 9 Moscow PM, Moscow time, there will be some decrease in the BTC price from 19,000 to 19,000, 19,200. But as we can see right now, everything is going really weakly. Yes, there might be some bigger correction, but you see, Alexander, now how the tables have turned here, and the reversal trend is showing. Again, the 15-minute candle isn't good for us. Every 15-minute candle tries to open with growth, and then the correction happens. It's very difficult. I don't really like it. And I would think about closing our positions. Probably we will linger around that level, see some small movement. Well, for DOT, the level is still too high. If we're talking about the resistance level that we're going to go to. But at the same time, the 4-hour chart is kind of doubtful. I don't know, Alexander. There are some triggers for the growth of the price too, taking shape. So probably, Alexander, we will have to close our short positions before the end of our streaming session. Solana showed some good shorting results. I believe in Solana. I think Solana can fall, but Avalanche unfortunately doesn't want to fall, and it's already showing the reversal of the trend. So it's not behaving like we want it to behave. So let's see if we should cut our losses. But you see, Alexander, we had several different results. We had a profit there as well. And of course, I don't want to close positions now and see one big red candlestick until 6.7. And it would be really upsetting if it happens after we end our Zooming sessions. Take a look at the MACD. What do you call it? A snake with a hump, right? Okay. Artyom is breaking. There is some connection problems. Just give it a second.
Выстрелить ядом. Она пока не года. Есть же любители, знаешь, у нас будет такая. Вот, Саш. Есть фильм, что нормально. Можно сказать, фильм про таких людей. Полминуты? Да. Меня сейчас слышно? Блин, я висну, походу, да? Капец. Да потому что видишь, как монеты реагируют.
The internet. Artyom's internet hasn't been too good now. I guess the internet is giving me a hint. I don't really like what's happening here. I'm kind of upset with it. So we fell in here. We could have used a bigger leverage and then took our profit. And that's it. So let me see what we can do. Yes, we are falling, but not in a very confident way, which means that for most coins, we will reach to that level, but will not go any lower. I don't think there will be any growth either. So DOT has reversed its trend too. Doesn't want to fall and doesn't want to make us make money. So those coins simply won't fall.
Опять же, тот же Avalanche
Again, Avalanche
показывает движение
is betraying us as well. It's going higher.
не отработать,
I think
движение до 17,65. Но посмотрим, какое изменение цены мы сможем получить. Так.
it won't reach 1765.
Сейчас показывает здесь
Let's see what Avalanche shows us here. It shows us that we are
движение от высших значений.
going higher than this level. And if we stay there, then probably we will have the midterm. Well, for me, midterm, it's 1 week, 2 weeks on this chart for the price growth, because on the daily chart, we've been falling for 5 days in a row. So it's been a 3 days in a row that we've been growing, but it's still very, very weakly. Let's see the results. And for now, Avalanche in the last 15 minutes showed its teeth to us, didn't fall to the level that I expected it to fall. It bounced back. People started buying out. We have the last 7 minutes of the stream session. Avalanche simply won't give us any good results, won't fall. But
Пока еще корректирующийся.
I still in the correction. We could.
И пока на графике ничего не
It's kind of stagnation, like football in Russia. But let's see. It went by 1%. It's really showing its teeth, and those teeth are sharp. So it's going back to the original values. It's other coins are around the original values. They won't go up or down, but Avalanche is biting back. There are some interesting movements towards the price growth. Let's see how it goes. What do you think, Alexander? Will my stop loss be triggered or not? What's your prediction? Anything can happen at this point. Yes, that's what Alexander told us. Yeah, my positions are also kind of doubtful. People are buying them out after this small decrease. Although the 15-minute chart shows me that the correction should continue. But I guess, as I said in the beginning of our streaming session, that we shouldn't put too much trust in the 15-minute charts, because 1-hour charts are showing the trend for growth. So probably we should have trusted the 1-hour charts more than 15-minute chart. Alexander, yes. The market, the 1-hour chart is showing growth, but don't be deceived by that. And here, for example, for Avalanche, we saw the growth until that level, but always we should understand what is the next level. Of course, for Avalanche, we could go as high as $19 and higher, and then go to $20 and even $30. But for that, we need to pick up energy. We need to have some new money injected. The market players need to believe in the coin first. We've barely tested the level of $17. And even now showing some growth. Even though it's going up, I don't believe in the continued growing trend. I need proof. That level might be reached first. Let's see what happens in the next 3-4 hours. Probably we'll have to go long at night. If I'm still at my computer at 1 a.m., I will open that position. But I don't believe this particular upward movement. Okay, it showed us some upward movement over the last 15 minutes. We tried to go to the high, but we didn't. Then it went back. We might try and get to it again with the new candlestick, but still, it's not very confident upwards movement. I don't like it. I wouldn't go long here at all. We'll see how that coin performs.
нужно
But
будет
again,
торговать
we will have to,
вне сессии.
continue outside this session. So, Alexander, what you would like to tell our stream participants and tell us to those people, what you'd like to tell those people who trade with us with such an bad market when we try to short our coins. But I hope that our short positions will show a profit probably after the stream. So what's your last parting words? Those guys, those of you guys who copied our transactions, I suggest you do not yet close them. See what happens in the next hour. And I think we should still be in the waiting position for the next 2-3 hours, probably, yeah, more than 2 hours. Observe and see how this correction goes. I'm not closing my short positions. I will be waiting for those two coins to further fall. I think that eventually there will be correction, and I will close those positions with a profit to compensate for the loss that I had with Ethereum.
Понятно, Саш, да.
Okay, Alexander, you see, again, I'm somewhere at zero break-even point here, but your previous position for Ethereum, I think you opened it too early, and that's what I did. I also was too early with my avalanche. But let me sum it up. We could, you and I, open a short position for correction after the maximum was reached, and then at this point would have broken even. We would be somewhere what we're seeing right now, zero. So Alexander, what's your current performance? I'm at -$3 right now. What about you? Overall -$7 with the current positions, right? Yes. So right now the market is quite difficult for us to open positions for the next two hours. At the same time, we could go short for the next 2-3 hours, see the correction, control the prices and see what happens next, and after that decide what to do with the coins and what our response would be. So at this note, on this note, we're going to close our stream, end it. And we will be working in Zoom only. Okay, I ended my streaming. Do we have any questions to the current chart? Today was the worst of 3 sessions, I think, that we had. On the previous session, I made 0.6%. On the first session, we broke even. On the second session, it was a plus 0.6%, and today we are at -1% of the